You wanted the best. You've got the best podcast. The hottest podcast in the world. The Chris Voss Show, the preeminent podcast with guests so smart you may experience serious brain bleed. The CEOs, authors, thought leaders, visionaries, and motivators. Get ready. Strap yourself in. Keep your hands, arms, and legs inside the vehicle at all times, because you're about to go on a monster education roller coaster with your brain. Now, here's your host, Chris Voss.
Hi, folks. It's Voss here from thechrisvossshow.com. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. When the Iron Lady sings that, makes it official. Welcome to the big show. We certainly appreciate you guys being here. For 16 years and over 2,000 episodes, we bring you the Chris Voss Show, and we're probably going to be around for another 16 years the way we're going. If we survive long enough, I suppose. If the apocalypse doesn't happen, or, I don't know, climate change makes it so that we're, underwater. So there you go. Go to goodreads.com/says Chris Voss, LinkedIn.com/says Chris Voss, Chris Voss 1 on the TikTokity, and all those crazy places on the internet. Today we have an amazing young man on the show. We're going to be talking about his new book series, or his new books and his series, we should say. The first is entitled No Remorse, No Regret, Counter-Strikers Revenge, part of a series that he has. Came out February 10th, 2023. We'll be talking about his insights in the book and everything that went into it. Ian Worrall is the author of 4 vigilante justice novels, No Remorse, No Regret, and No Rest for the Vengeful, and the upcoming books in the series, book number 3, No Mercy for the Guilty, and book 4 is No Retreat for Justice. It's a rough life, folks. He lives in Nova Scotia and is a lifelong fan of the Edmonton Oilers and one of the biggest Iron Maiden fans in the world. Welcome to the show, Ian. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I am doing excellent. Did we get your last name correct, sir?
Yeah, it's Worrall. Let's say Quarrel instead of say Wa. Yeah.
There you go. Give us .coms. Where can people find you on the interwebs?
Basically, I have a YouTube channel called The Gray Haired Writer, and I also have my website, ianworrallauthor.com. And plus, there's I Worrall Author on Facebook, and I have the various different places on TikTok and Instagram, and I call Scotia Writer on X, formerly Twitter.
There you go. So give us a 30,000 overview of what's inside your new books.
Well, the new books, the upcoming one, No Mercy for the Guilty, it started off as, originally, it's like a continuation of books 1 and 2, No Remorse, No Regret, and No Rest for the Vengeful. It originally started off as Message in a Bottle, but I was advised to change the title because it's too similar. Well, there's the police song by that name, and I think there's a movie as well. So it's basically finds a message in a bottle on shore about somebody's being held captive, and originally it was an 8-year-old child that originally found, but his father dismissed it as a hoax, and so 10 years later it just comes up again, and the main character in the series, Melissa, she gets on the trail to try to rescue this person.
Oh wow, there you go. Now, is Melissa your main character throughout the books? Yeah,
Melissa's the main character. She modeled her after the John Clark character in the Tom Clancy series.
Mm-hmm. There you go. And did that series inspire you?
Yeah.
So it did inspire you.
Yeah, I enjoyed it, especially the John Clark origin stories. Well, I think it was Without Remorse, and I just happened to enjoy the series up until Tom Clancy's death. And
yeah, we've had
most
all
of the books in the series except for the past few ones.
Oh, there you go. I think there's a bit of a delay on our internet. I think that's what's happening. The Tom Clancy authors, we've had all the Tom Clancy authors on the show, except for Tom Clancy, of course. I think he passed away before we really got into that part of doing things in the show. So it's a great series and stuff that's there.
Oh, yeah.
Now, you bill yourself as the biggest Iron Maiden fan. How big is this Iron Maiden fandom? Are you like, do you have embodiments of Steve Harris in your home? Statues of Steve Harris? What's going on over there in Iron Maiden? Or Eddie, maybe, too, on top of Steve Harris.
Hello?
Yeah. Can you see and hear me? Ian?
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, I have the
So,
hardwired internet. So. Yeah, I'm
oh,
here. Do
okay.
you hear me? Yeah.
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 Just do you have how big of an Iron Maiden fan are you? Do you have like statues of Steve Harris and Eddie in your house, or what are we talking?
Well, I've got a couple of flags on the walls, like from the Trooper series when I went and saw them up in Montreal for the initial Heavy MTL concert series back in 2008, and I also have some friend of mine gave me the flag from the Killers album, the second one.
Oh wow, there you go. The Killers. Yeah. Wow, that goes back. That goes back to 81. My childhood when I would go to record stores and spend all day looking at Iron Maiden albums. So, in fact, they were just here in Utah, and I guess they had a Somewhere in Time set list, and I totally spaced it and missed it. Like my friend told me about it. He goes, "It's on tomorrow night," and I'm like, "I'm going to get a ticket," and I don't know. It's one of those things where you got too much going on. And now I hate myself for the next while. They better come back in concert. I'm really
well. Last time they played in Nova Scotia, I think it was '91. So.
Oh, really? They haven't been a while here. See you guys. Wow.
Not lately. No.
Damn it, that sucks. So there you go. So tell us a little bit about your upbringing. What inspired you to write, become a writer? Yeah.
Well, a lot of it was a lot of people. You've probably heard the story. People think, "I got a really good idea for a book or something," and they keep on going on saying, "I got a great idea, great idea." It was sort of like that, and they kept on putting it off and then putting it off and then putting it off until I suddenly said, "I really got to get going on this." So basically, that's how I started with it and really got going on writing the book.
Yeah.
I watched a lot of YouTube channels and read a lot of books, writing craft books and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. So when did you know you kind of had a knack for writing, or you kind of really loved it? Was there a moment where you're like, I think I'm really good at this?
Not really. I think it was just something I enjoyed doing. A lot of people said, a lot of friends said I was good at what I was doing, so I just kept on going at it until I finally got the book released.
There you go. And so you self-published the first one, I think. Is that correct?
Yeah, both books are self-published, and the next two will be self-published as well. I think.
There you go.
Independent self-published for everything.
No remorse, no regret. What's the? And I think you mentioned you're changing the Counter-Strikers Revenge, the Counter-Strikers name on the series. Is that correct?
Title. Yeah, I'm going to change it to Catch. I'm going to change it to Catch or Be Caught Vigilante Justice series, because there's like a video game named Counter-Strike, and I think there was also a television series in Canada back in the early '90s called Counter-Strike. So I didn't really want to get it confused with either of that thing.
There you go.
Run the risk of any. Yeah.
Let's step through the rest of the series. The second book in the series is entitled "No Rest for the Vengeful," and this is a continuation of that series.
Series No Rest for the Vengeful.
No Rest for the Vengeful.
Vengeful. That's the sequel to the first one. She's in witness protection because at the end of the first one, she goes in witness protection against the Russian mafia who trained her in hand-to-hand combat and weapons, and so she's in witness protection. The witness protection the Russian mafia is looking for her, as well as another shadow organization that would be similar to the Campus in the Tom Clancy novels, and so. I think so. She gets found by both groups, and she has to go back to Russia to confront her the man who she was living with and who had trained her.
Mm-hmm. So tease us out some of the scenarios in the books, maybe that you've set up, or maybe your favorite writing that's part of the book, or
one of the plot lines is they have to rescue her, and another person has to rescue the niece of the U.S. vice president who gets kidnapped. They inadvertently get her kidnapped and sell her into do the sex trade. But they didn't know initially that she was a niece of the vice president. Otherwise, they would have probably not touched her. And then they go and rescue her. She gets found and kidnapped and brought back to Russia, where she does her final showdown with the main guy who trained her in the first book.
Yeah, there you go. What do you like writing about the series? What is it that you find that's is enjoyment for you?
It's just something I'm not sure if there's anything one particular that I enjoyed. It's just I wanted to do it like a female protagonist, because if you ever see a lot of those sort of vigilante justice ones, it's always a former special forces or covert spy operative guy whose wife gets kidnapped and he goes crazy and mows down all the bad guys single-handedly. So I figured one time I was at a job, there's a poster on the thing said, "For once I would like to see the pretty princess rescue herself." So I figured, hey, why not have the female character take her own vengeance? That's why I really got into that. Yeah.
Why did you choose a female character over?
Kind of like,
just kind of curious. It's a conversation.
Well, it's like basically all the like I said, all the male character, a lot of like the vigilante justice books, most of them are about the male character who's formerly special forces, like a former Navy SEAL or former covert spy archive, like they saw in the movie Taken, the Liam Neeson movies. His daughter gets kidnapped, he goes and single-handedly mows down all the bad guys and rescues her and stuff. So I figured, why not have the female character take the revenge?
Take the revenge. So, one other book you have out is called Witness on Protection. Is that part of the series, or is that a standalone?
It's a standalone novelette. I did came off with a writing prompt. I can't really remember exactly what it was because a couple of years ago, but I decided to some guy, he was in witness protection, and so but his handler in the witness security ratted him out to the people he was witnessing against, so he had to go on the run. So that,
there you go.
And then eventually his handler catches him, and then they bring him to where he's going to bury him in the woods. Yeah.
It's always that bury him in the woods thing.
And he brought, bury him in the woods, and then the guy who was about to get killed gets rescued by the police and so on. Right at the end. There you go.
Well, it sounds like a very interesting series. Now, you've got some other books that we mentioned coming up, I guess. There's a third book in the series, No Mercy for the Guilty, and book 4 is No Retreat for Justice.
Yeah. Book 3, we already talked about that. It's The Message in the Bottle, it started off as. And then they said, and then No Retreat for Justice. Melissa tries to stay in retirement, but what this one involves is she goes against people who are doing racially motivated attacks around the country. Takes down a group like that.
There you go. No remorse, no regret.
That's currently, for book 4, No Retreat, is currently with the editors, so I'm just waiting to get back to that for them.
Yeah, you gotta love the editing process, huh? So what's the future of what you see yourself? Do you see yourself becoming a major novelist, putting out these books in the series, and keep hopefully the book 1, 2, 3, 4 ongoing?
Yeah, I'll see where it goes. I've got other ideas for books as well. Like I did one book. It's all pretty much ready to go to the editor. I did back in NaNoWriMo back in 2017, I think it was. Which is you write the first draft of a novel in a month. So I did that just to see if I could do it. So, and ended up being able to sticking with it for about 7 years in a row, and I've got it every year since 2017.
Now, what's that award again?
And NaNoWriMo. It's National Novel Writing Month.
Oh, really? There you go.
It's basically you go to nanowrimo.org. You do like 50,000 words in a month, which is basically mainly a first draft of a novel, there, give or take, or something. And it works out to about a little bit less than 1,700 words per day, which is quite doable if you just put your head down, nose to the grindstone type of thing to get it done.
Nose to the grindstone. There you go. What do you hope people come away with when they read your books and the writing?
Just a book that they had fun reading, pretty much. That's what I'm really looking for. Not really
gotta have that
looking to make any type of political statement with any, just entertain people, have
Yeah. All that good stuff. So as we go out, pitch people on picking up your book, ordering it up. Where can they do that? And the .coms, of course.
The ianworrallauthor.com is my website. I got plus my YouTube channel, The Gray Haired Writer. Plus, most of them are the print books are available wide. I have the ebooks. I'm putting them back in the Kindle Unlimited, so you can get them on Amazon.com or Amazon, whatever your country internet suffix is.
There you go. So thank you very much for coming on the show. We really appreciate you. There you go. And thanks for tuning in. Go to goodreads.com/Chris Voss, LinkedIn.com/Chris Voss. Chris Voss, one that's TikTokity and all those crazy places on the internet. Thanks for tuning in. Be good to each other. Stay safe. We'll see you next time.